Hey there, Robert Petrie from F3 Fit. This is the first video of a series of videos that I'm calling 3 Tips by F3 Fit. Essentially, I want to be able to have people know the terminology that I use and understand what we're looking for, let's say, fundamental movements. Now, before we do movements, we need to make sure that we do fundamental form. So we want to make sure that we are in the right position at the top and bottom of an exercise or a movement. So today I'm going to be talking about PBR. That's pelvic floor, belly button, ribs. So being able to brace yourself, either being a squat, a push-up, side to side strides, whatever you're doing, you still need to activate that pelvic floor. You still need to keep the stomach engaged, and you still want to keep those ribs tight so it supports your spine. Essentially, from your pelvic region to your neck, is you want to keep that nice and solid, and then everything else, your hips and shoulders move around that. And that's the basis of the center of gravity that you have. Therefore, we want to keep that nice and strong so we are able to generate power through those hips and shoulders. So gymnastics is a really good, they've been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. So using their coaching methods and working with the pelvic floor, essentially you're going to take your 2 hands, put your fingers on your iliac crest. So if you go to the top of your hip and you bring it down, you'll feel a little bump. It's usually around your waistband of your shorts. That's your iliac crest, and then we want to bring our fingers into the pelvic floor. You'll feel it's tight, but it's also pliable. So being able to feel that activate, best way to do it is we're going to cough 3 times. So you can feel that activate. It's pushing out. The reason why we want to keep our pelvic floor nice and tight is it keeps our hips in a neutral position. So laying on the floor, we're going to be able to get that iliac crest, pushing down on that pelvic floor. Cough again 3 times. You can feel that pelvic floor nice and tight. So, or pushing out. Now that's too much. It's going to make our hips rock forward and back. To be able to hold that in place, you want to hold a P, or like you're trying to hold, or for women, your Kegel, you're doing a Kegel, and then for men, I usually say bring those boys up and in. So sometimes people laugh at that, but it's the best way to cue people on how to engage that core. What you'll feel there is that it flattens out, gets tight. It doesn't suck in, it doesn't push out, it gets tight there. So you can feel that there. Next part is you're gonna try to suck your belly to the floor. What you find is you have a natural arch in your lower back, but when you suck your belly in, you'll feel that back spread out a little bit. You still have that little arch, but it gets a little bit tighter. And then the last one, which lots of people don't really get when I first talk about it, you think about your ribs and you're trying to wrap them around your lungs. So you're going to create a hollow. I call this first one a baby hollow. So we'll do it all together. So you cough once, feel that push out, now suck that in, or just make it a little bit tight, pull the belly to the spine, suck those ribs in, now reach your hands up. What should happen is your shoulders come off, you create a little bit of a hollow position here, and then bring your knees up. It'll allow you to reach your hands forward, keep that down, and hold that. Make it harder, reach your feet out, reach your hands out. Now you don't want that to arch through here. You don't want your ribs to flare. So if that happens to come back, I'll show you what I mean by arch. So if you bring your feet down and it arches there and your ribs flare. We don't want to arch, we don't want to flare. That puts a lot of strain on specific parts of our spine. So having that area that you can do that, and then start reaching your feet out, then reach your hands out. That's the basis of a hollow, that you can hold it like this or reach your feet and hands away from the center of your body. But essentially we're trying to keep that middle of your body, your spine, or your belly button, and out nice and tight there. So that's the basis of why when I talk about PBR, I don't want to yell out pelvic floor, belly button, ribs. That's why I say PBR. Get that tight, get that pelvic floor engaged, keep that belly stable, keep those ribs tucking in. Right on, PBR.